Hello everyone, I'm Twinkle Sharma helping you crack Microsoft certifications. So, today in the Azure 900 fundamentals, we will cover up the topic Azure containers. Azure containers provide a powerful way to run and manage containerized applications in the cloud. Containers package your application and its dependencies into a single portal unit, making them fast, lightweight, and ideal for microservices or a scalable apps. So the container is a way to run and manage the applications in the cloud. Then we have the core Azure Container Services. First is our Azure Container Instances. Run containers without managing servers. Quick on demand, serverless containers. Without using any server, it is a serverless containers. Then we have Azure Kubernetes Service. Fully managed Kubernetes cluster to orchestrate containers at scale. Azure Container Apps, serverless containers for microservices, Dapper integration, and event driven apps. Then we have the app service for containers. Deploy web apps in Docker containers with built in CI CD support. Okay, then we have the Azure functions with containers. Run serverless functions packaged as container images. Then we have quick comparison of these three categories. First is the feature which is ACI AKS container apps. ACI is a Azure Container Instances. AKS is a Azure Kubernetes Service. So, in orchestration, in ACI, it is not available. In AKS, it is fully K8S, whereas in container app, built in serverless. Then we have scaling, manual via logic apps in the ACI. Whereas full control, HPA, KEDA, etc., which is Kubernetes. Then we have in containers app, auto scaling, event driven. Then best for simple task is ACI, short lived workloads. Then it is for the complex apps, microservices AKS. And container apps, microservices API event driven apps is used. Then we have networking. In ACI, VNet integration available. In AKS, full control. And in containers apps, managed VNet. Then we have the use cases of the containers. Microservices architecture is there. Batch jobs or background processing. APIs or backend services. Event driven systems. Then we have the CI CD workflow. After that, we have Azure Functions. Azure Functions is a Microsoft serverless compute service that lets you run small pieces of code called functions without worrying about managing servers or infrastructure. What are Azure Functions? Azure Functions are event driven. They execute in response to triggers such as HTTP request, hypertext transfer protocol requests, timers, example every 5 minutes, queue messages, file upload, example to blob storage. Then we have database changes, example to Cosmo database. After that, the key points for this concept and description. It is the important trigger, the event that starts a function, example HTTP call or a timer, we can say. After that, binding connects to input output source, example storage databases without extra code. After that, the function app, a container for one or more functions that share settings, resources. Execution context. Each function runs in an isolated context when triggered. Then we have common use cases, APIs and microservices via HTTP triggered. Hypertext transfer protocol is triggered, or we can say the timer is there. Event driven processing like file uploads, queue processing, schedule task via timer trigger. After few seconds, the timer will trigger. Then real time stream processing. Example, Internet of Things. Lightweight automation and backend logic. After that, we have Azure App Services. Azure App Services is fully managed platform for building hosting and scaling web apps, REST APIs, and mobile backends. It supports multiple programming languages and integrates easily with DevOps workflows. Then we have the key features of this. Feature is multi-language support. Support .NET, Java, Node.js, Python, PHP, Ruby, and custom containers. Deployment slots. Deploy and test in staging before swapping to production. Built-in CI/CD. Integrates with GitHub, Azure DevOps, Bitbucket, etc. Auto scaling and load balancing. Automatically scale out based on traffic. Custom domains and accessor. Each easy configuration of hypertext transfer protocol, secure and custom domains. Then we have authentication, supports Azure AD, Facebook, Google, Twitter, Microsoft login. Hybrid connectivity connects securely to on-premises network using VNet integration. Then we have the use cases. Web application example .asp.net, Node.js, RESTful APIs, backend services for mobile apps, hosting static websites with dynamic backends, progressive web apps, PWAs. What is Azure Virtual Machine, which is VNet? A VNet or Azure Virtual Machine Network is a private isolated network in Azure that functions like a traditional on-premises network but with cloud benefits like scalability, availability and security. Core components of VNet are subnets, network security groups, public IP, private IP, route tables, DNS, VNet, peering service endpoints and the private endpoints, which is connect to the Azure PaaS services privately using a NIC in your VNet. We have the descriptions of this components, right? So the subnet is a logical partitioning of a VNet, isolate workloads, web tier, DB tier, whereas network security groups allow or deny traffic at subnet or NIC level using rules. Private and public IP addresses are for connecting resources to the internet or internally. Then we have route table control traffic flow with custom routes. DNS use Azure provided or custom DNS servers. VNet peering connects VNets across regions or subscriptions with low latency links. Service endpoints extend your VNet to Azure services like storage or SQL over private IPs. Then we have the security feature NSGs for traffic control. Okay, network security group, application security groups for dynamic grouping of virtual machines. Then we have the Azure firewall for centralized traffic filtering, DDoS protection for layer 3 to 3 by 4 mitigation, 3 and 4. So VPN gateway or express route for secure on-premise connectivity. Use cases: hosting a multi-tier web application, web app, database, subnets, hybrid cloud on premises plus Azure via VPN. Isolating dev, test and production environments. Building secure microservices or container-based apps. Then we have the Azure Virtual Private Networks. Azure Virtual Private Networks enable secure encrypted communication between your on-premises network Azure or between VNets in Azure over the public internet. Azure VPNs use IPsec, IKEv1, IKEv2 to encrypt traffic between on-premises and Azure site to site. User devices and Azure point to site. VNets within Azure VNet to VNet. Type of Azure VPN connections: site to site VPN, point to site VPN, VNet to VNet VPN. Then we have the description and common use case. Then site-to-site VPN connects your on-premises network to Azure via VPN gateway. Secure. Then we have point to site VPN, which is securely connects individual devices to Azure. VNet to VNet VPN connects two Azure VNets in different regions or subscriptions. Then we have the common use case of site to site VPN is extend data center to Azure. Remote work developer admins is a common use case of point to site VPN. Multi-region or distributed app is a common reason use case of VNet to VNet VPN. Then we have the use cases. Hybrid cloud, connect your data center to Azure securely. Secure remote access for users, point to site. Geography redundancy, connect VNets in different regions. Secure the test environments in the cloud. Then we have Azure Express Route, which we will cover in our next video. Thank you for today. Bye bye.